Hi guys, Don here. Yesterday I went and I saw Inside Out 2. Yes, the sequel to Inside Out, and no, I'm not going to give you any spoilers because I'm not that sort of person. And it is an amazing movie. It's been said to be better than the first one, and in many ways it is because it gives you an idea of how what it is like to become a teenager. Because, you have to deal with getting new experiences, having to attend middle school and later high school. It can be stressful, something I can talk about from personal experience. I don't often talk to people about what it was like for me in middle school and high school, but I understand what it is to have anxiety, and I have come close to having panic attacks, so I'm pretty familiar with them too. So, but I'll give you some basics for the movie. So we still got our core emotions: joy, sadness, disgust, fear, and anger. So we still got the core five who are doing their best so that Riley, with her developing sense of self, can be the best person that she can be, especially with the friends she has, and to help her with whatever new challenges she's going to be facing now that she's 13, because this takes place 2 years after the first movie. Of course, they get joined by other emotions now that she is 13. Anxiety. She wants Riley to have the best future possible and tends to focus on worst case scenarios. I'm going to say boredom. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the actual word. I've tried and I just struggle with it. So, yeah, boredom. She's like, whatever. Which boredom can be like when you're bored. And embarrassment. And, yeah, poor guy. Gets embarrassed easily. Of course, we also get joined time to time by Najalja, but we're not supposed to have her until much later in Riley's life, so she's saying, go wait downstairs, go wait downstairs. Sweet old lady type. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of clashes between the original 5 emotions. Oh, yeah, and there's also envy. And she's short. She's a cutie, and she's so short. Yeah, so, yeah. So, original 5, clashing with these new emotions, each wanting what's best for Riley. Yeah, it's another crazy roller coaster adventure with even the emotions themselves learning valuable lessons. That much I can reveal. So, as I said, I'm no stranger to anxiety. And when it came to starting middle school, I spent, as I've said in a previous video a while back, I spent 1 year at Dixon. That was 95 to 19, so back in the 90s, 95 to 96, doing the Utah Bicentennial. And as I mentioned in that video, my experience with it there was mixed. I still don't understand why no one paid attention to my file. If they had, then maybe some of the classes I have, especially like, say, math and a few others, probably would have been far less stressful than they actually were. One of the few things that I have mentioned that kept me somewhat sane that year was being in the band program. Mr. Pratt would not let me get bullied by the students. He actually had to have some strict words with them because some of them crossed the line. They say words don't hurt, words hurt. So, yeah. So, Dixon, mixed memories. Always will be. It's no longer functioning as a school. It's functioning for other reasons, but no longer as a middle school. At Fair, which sadly no longer exists and is now an elementary school, I took that year to recover, essentially, from my time at Dixon. I got lucky enough to make some real friends that were core friends, real friends, not the fair weather type. And with them and the other scenes, managed to get through 8th grade and I was able to recover, pull myself together, not just figuratively, but also literally in many ways. And did have band, but still don't understand what was going on with the band teacher. It's like she did not want to be there. It's like didn't really go anywhere for band related events. And our Christmas concert, I don't know what sort of misscheduling there was, but I didn't get to play. No one in concert band got to play. None of the other groups got to play, just one group, and that was it. A lot of the parents weren't happy. Mom was among them, because she arranged for a babysitter for Amanda so she could be there. Yeah. So, why aren't the rest of us getting to play? We've been rehearsing. Yeah, we had a number of subs for band, and not all of them were great. My friend Kimberly happened to, yes, the schedule rotated, so the periods rotated. So if it was on a day where Kimberly we were in separate band groups, so if her band class was before lunch, she could let me know what to expect when I got to band. Whether it be our teacher or a sub, and which of the subs. Yeah. But managed to make it through got through middle school, and then started high school at Provo High, what I call it now, the old Provo High, since after complaining for years, we needed a new one. Finally, a new one got built, and like I said, I finally got, in a different video, I actually finally got to see that the inside of the new Provo High. But yeah, so the summer before I started freshman year, so 9th grade, joined the marching band. So joined the band program, which had a new band instructor named Mr. Adam Lambert, who literally had to rebuild the band program from the ground up. I have no idea why he had to do this for certain, but apparently some of his predecessors did a really crappy job with the band program. Don't know why. But thanks to that and my core friends, my real friends, I had both my niche with band and groundwork with decent friendships so I could get through high school, especially that first year. And it was a bit of a roller coaster, dealing with students of various ages, 16 to 18-year-olds, bullies from, from some of the bullies I had to deal with were also attending there. When they started getting some backbone, lessons that my parents had taught me finally started kicking in a bit better around that time, but it was still touch and go. And it's one of the experiences that really sticks with me because it had to do with a neighbor I had since the age of 7. She was a year ahead of me in school, and said hi to her one time in the hallway between classes. These two other girls, her friends, started at me. They started bullying me, picking on me, saying things that, and this is my first time meeting them, so there's only one way they could know what they knew, through her. And she stood by and let it happen. For her to be part of the in crowd, to be popular, I had to be torn down. And during lunchtime, they would, after my friends, even threaten one of them with to physically hurt them if they kept reading. and I reported this to one of the lunch ladies, who thankfully stepped in and put a stop to it, but she broke my trust. And later on, I actually rode one of the few times during freshman year I rode the bus to school. I don't think they were aware that I was nearby, because I sort of sunk down in the seat, and I guess they were too focused on what they were talking about. They got on the topic of this girl who, along with her mom, were almost hurt in an accident when a pickup ran into their car. Yeah, so no one really got hurt, but when they talked about it, they laughed. They thought it was hilarious that this person who they're supposed to be friends with almost got hurt. They found it funny. That made them what are considered fair weather friends, not real friends. And I never told her. To this day, I have never told her. Because she had broken my trust. And trust, like a house of cards, takes time to rebuild after it falls. So I have kept that from her. And maybe someday, if we ever cross paths again, I might let her know what had happened. But I never said a word. And probably never will. At least not in this life. Yeah, so managed to get through for 9th grade. 10th grade actually went a lot better, and yeah, bullying pretty much stopped. They finally got the hint. I'm not going to react to what you're doing anymore. So that pretty much stopped. Downside, I did get this real bad cold that triggered my asthma, so that made marching band interesting during the fall season, but made it through. Yeah, so sophomore year was a really good year. Junior year, the first half, that first semester, I mean, it started out fine, started out good, but things happened. I was last chair in the clarinet section, which was a shock because I had been about 3rd chair sophomore year, so I mean, Mr. Lambert probably wanted to give someone else a chance, maybe, I guess. I don't know what happened. But somehow I was last chair, and that kind of hurt. And then I also had, for health class, the head football coach. Now, he had come out of retirement to coach the football team at Pearl High, and I don't know what was going on with Coach Henderson, but in some ways I think he should have stayed retired. And in the health class, he would write so much information on the chalkboard. I was lucky if I could get maybe 30%, if I was lucky, write it down. But I wasn't able to get everything written down. It was a struggle. And when there were tests, they were oral. He would read out the question, and we would have to write the question down along with the answer. I struggled. It was a struggle. And he also skipped the section about asthma, which I was looking forward to doing because, personal experience. He told me to my face asthma wasn't real. That's a load of crap. I mean, it's a load of crap. Asthma is real. I have come close to having asthma attacks in the past, so I know how it feels like to have one. So I crashed and burned in many different ways that first semester. I failed the health class, and before second semester started, I made it clear I am not retaking that class with him. I will do summer school. I will go to their school for summer classes if I have to. Luckily, Pearl High got a resource health class for the summer, so I was able to take that, which was a freaking miracle. Because that was the semester I finally asked my mom if I had a disability. Now, we didn't know it was autism. We were just told it was a learning disability. when I was retested back in 1990. So, yeah. Yeah, so managed to survive the second half of the school year. Made it for the second semester. Was able to rebuild, and I actually did develop another bully problem. Because this guy, he thought I was trying to steal candy from the school's door, which I wasn't, but he would not get off my case about it. And he even had gotten one of the football players in my health class to take part. After I finally told my dad what was going on with that, I tried to do the whole I'll take care of it myself. I'm not going to involve my parents because they were trying to find my dad a new job, so I didn't have the best birthday, but that's a whole different video. Yeah, but I finally told him, and he would drop me off at the opposite end of what we call the music wing, as this is where band, choir, and orchestra were together. Well, separate rooms, but yeah, so they were trying to keep me from the band room, which was my safe haven. But I managed to get inside one time, and I am sitting there listening to jazz band rehearse, because they had first period, and the two boys are at the window making faces at me because there's a window in the door trying to get me out. I see the choir director come up behind him on them, and he whisked them away, and they actually stopped being in the music wing during that time. No, I didn't tell Daddy this because I wanted to play it safe. But the football player stopped the bullying after that because I'm pretty sure he was told that if he didn't, he'd be kicked off the football team. So, yeah. He didn't want to lose his spot on the team. Yeah, so survived junior year. And I got that bully off my case by quoting one of the 10 Commandments about how you should not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Because that's what he had been doing, spreading a lie about me. And once I made that bore my testimony during seminary, last period of the day, I knew he would be there. That got him to stop. And he later wrote an apology in my yearbook, which I am grateful for, because he learned a valuable lesson. Senior year, it was bit of a blur, actually. I mean, it went pretty fast. There was a sticky moment in my English class. There's this guy who would, when we were both be reading one of these books, like To Kill a Mockingbird, he'd be chatting with his friend, and I could hear him, and it was distracting. Plus, he had the nerve to insult the band in front of me. We had been working hard. Then he wrote this nasty note, handed it to me. I read it, I gave it to the teacher, and I quietly walked out of the room and waited outside the door crying. Well, I did get back in, and she verbally chewed him out to get his act together, focus on the books, stop being a jerk. I mean, yeah, cheerleaders are a big thing in high school. No doubt about that, but insulting the band, offending me, that crossed lines. So that was one of the few low moments, but the rest of the year was amazing. I mean, did get a double ear infection, but ow, yeah, they're my so the balance off, but you know, I recovered, I pulled through, and I graduated. I walked the walk, and I graduated. And yeah, I might touch on more about some things that happened in high school, but not right now. There's stuff I need to do. I think Mom is waiting for me to get Mandy out of the car, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, Inside Out 2, amazing. Go see it in theaters. Don't wait for it to stream. See it in theaters. It's worth seeing in theaters. And as always, if you're new to my channel, subscribe, ping that notification bell so you don't miss out on new content, and I will see you guys later. Bye for now.